Good morning, students. So, in our previous lecture, we have started a new chapter, that is natural resources. We have studied that what are these natural resources on our planet. Then we have studied the breath of life, which is air. Then we have also studied the role of atmosphere in climate control. Now we are moving on to our next topic, which is the movement of air, which creates winds. So in this topic we will see that how these winds are formed, or how the movement of air creates winds. So first of all, the movement of air is created, or wind is created due to changes in temperature of atmosphere. Now what does this mean? That in atmosphere we know that there is air, and air is a gaseous state of matter, so it will get evaporated when temperature rises, and it will form water vapors. The evaporation of air forms water vapors, and this is brought by rise in temperature. When temperature rises, the air in the atmosphere gets evaporated into water vapors. So by this phenomenon, the wind or the movement of air is created. Let us understand this by an activity given in your textbook. In this activity, what you have to do? You have to take this big beaker, which is having this bigger mouth. You have to put a candle in it and light it. This candle is now lighted. So what will happen? The air in this beaker will be translated into water vapors. Why? Because the temperature here will rise due to presence of this candle. Now what you have to do? You have to take a incense stick, again agarbatti, and also light it. If you put this incense stick on this mouth of beaker, in which already the air is evaporated, or you can say already air is present in water vapors. So here the air here is having very high temperature, due to which it will converted into vapors, and due to this temperature the smoke of this incense stick will go higher. You will observe this, that if you put this lighted incense stick on our beaker in which candle is kept, the smoke from the incense stick will go higher. So by this activity you have understood that how cold and hot air moves, or how, or in which direction cold and hot air moves. In similar manner, if you talk about our earth or atmosphere, if you take any coastal area like our city Bhavnagar, here it is land and it is coastal area, so from here it will start the sea, or you can say any water bodies. So from our previous lecture we have done an activity in which we have concluded that land will get heated faster than sea. or you can say water heats slower than the soil. So what will happen? The land will heat up faster. During daytime, the sunlight is present, so the land will get up heat faster. So the air from this land will rise higher. Why? Because it will converted into water vapors, or you can say the hot air will rise higher. So what this process create here? It will create low pressure on land, because the air which was present here is now gone higher, so it will create a low pressure. And similarly, if you talk about sea, the air here will not be evaporated or will not be get heated faster, because water bodies heats slowly. So here it will be high pressure on sea, low pressure on land, and high pressure on sea. So now here what will happen? Here it is high pressure and here it is low pressure. So again diffusion, or you can say movement, will occur from high pressure to low pressure. So what will happen? Air will move from this high pressure of sea to low pressure of the land. So this way you can see that movement of air happens here. This is why we get winds on a hot day at evening. If there is very high temperature all day, you will observe that at evening or at night you will get a cool breeze of air, or you will get a very nice wind out there. This is why it happens, because temperature creates low pressure on the land and sea will get heated slower. That's why the high pressure will be created on the sea. So air will move from high pressure to low pressure. So this is how air or movement of air occurs, or we can say wind which you get is occurred. There are many ways in which our atmosphere gets heated up or gets heated. If you say that this is the earth and here it is sun, this is our atmosphere which covers the earth like a blanket. The sunlight is coming from sun, or you can say heat is coming from sun. We have studied earlier that atmosphere will reflect most of the heat from outside, so this will also create a high temperature here. The sunlight which enters our atmosphere will strike on land, and land will also re-radiate this heat or reflect this heat. So this reflection also creates high temperature here in our atmosphere. This way the temperature rises during day, which allows the air to get heated up, and it will create low pressure and high pressure in different regions of our planet. There are also many other factors for wind production, which are, we know that our earth is revolving on itself also and around sun also. So this movement of earth also helps in creation of wind. Also the mountains or mountain range present on our earth, like Himalayan range, these mountains will also affect the movement of air. You can see that it's basic. So this is how movement of air occurs in our atmosphere, or winds occurs in our atmosphere. So we have studied that sea, or you can say water, takes very high time to heaten up. So during daytime the sea will have higher pressure of water here, because it will get much more time to heaten up. It will get a full day. So on the daytime the movement of air will from sea to land, because land got heaten up very faster. And during night time the land will cool down faster. So again the high pressure will be on land during night, and sea will take a whole night to cool down. So on the sea low pressure will be generated during night. So you can say that during day air will move from sea to land, and during night air will move from land to sea. This is the way air moves in our atmosphere in the course of day and night. Now we move on to our next topic, which is rain. So again the question is how these clouds are formed. The clouds which helps for rain, or due to which rain occurs, how these clouds are formed, or what is the process of formation of these clouds. So we have to see a very simple activity or experiment on a low scale, which will demonstrate that how these clouds are formed. The activity is given in your textbook 14.3. You study it. It says that you have to take up a water bottle in which generally the water is sold in market. You have to take this water bottle. Why the water bottle which is sold in market? Because it is having very thin plastic, so temperature will, or you can say heat will get easy to transport from outside to inside or inside to outside. Now what you have to do, you have to take 5 to 10 ml of water, just small or little water you have to pour in this bottle. Now you have to shake it well or put it under sunlight for up to few minutes, like 10 minutes you can say. You have to put this water bottle containing 5 to 10 ml of water in the sunlight with the cap closed. You have to close the cap very tightly so the heat will not get out. So again what will happen, we know that this is very small amount of water, and in presence of sunlight which will rise the temperature, the water present in our bottle will start to evaporate. So the water start to evaporate, the water vapors will go like this, but the cap is closed, so water vapors will not be allowed to get out of the bottle. Now take a incense stick, again agarbatti, light it and slowly open this cap and take this incense stick very close to this neck of the bottle or gate of the bottle. So what will happen, the smoke from this incense stick will get inside the bottle where our water vapors are present. So now the smoke is also inside the bottle with water vapors. Now again close the cap very tightly and crush this bottle from the help of your hands. You have to crush this bottle. Why crush this bottle? Because it will create a high pressure again high pressure will be created, which will allow our water vapors to condense with smoke, which we have put inside the bottle. Now release the bottle for a few minutes, again crush it, so it will create high pressure and low pressure, again high pressure. So this is the demonstration on very small scale what happens in our environment. Now let's study about environment. What happens that the water bodies like oceans containing very large amount of water gets heated up during summer because the temperature is very high and water vapors arise in atmosphere. The air present in atmosphere also get heated, so this will create the movement of air very higher, and it will also carries our water vapors or water droplets with them. So now this air goes very high into atmosphere, so again here temperature is high, and on very higher range the temperature will be low, or you can say moderate. So water which was evaporated and converted into water vapors in very high temperature will get cooled down here in low temperature on very high altitude. So here what will happen, again water vapor will be converted into water droplets because temperature gets cooler. So here water vapors will be converted into water droplets. These small water droplets now condense, or you can say come closer with each other, and a nucleus, this is not nucleus of cell, it is just a dust or suspended particle present in air. So dust or suspended particles will act as nucleus. If you say this is the dust, and this our water droplets will condense around them, so this will form a condensed structure, and very high amount of water droplets condense like this, which makes a very big cloud. So again this cloud will move from high pressure to low pressure, and it gets poured here in low pressure. When these clouds will move from high pressure to low pressure, in low pressure area the water from the cloud will be poured on the land. So this is our rain. This way the rain occurs in our environment, or you can say atmosphere. Now if the temperature is very low in some area like Jammu Kashmir, or you can say polar regions, New York, America, England, where temperatures generally remains very low, so here these water droplets will be converted into snow, or sometimes sleet. Sleet is nothing, or it's also a kind of snow. In Gujarati we say kara, sometimes kara pada એવું કહીએ. So this is sleet. In very low temperature regions, these water droplets converted into snows and sleet. This is the way rain or snow falling occurs in our environment. So now there are two activities given in your textbook, that is 14.4 and 14.5. You have to study this activity. You have to do this activity by your own, because it is nothing but you have to just collect information about monsoons in our country, in different regions during different years. You have to just gain this knowledge, or from library you can find out about monsoons and cyclones occurred in our country. This way you will get a better understanding of how this rains. This was the simple demonstration of occurrence of rain, but this is the ideal situation. This is not always occurs. Sometimes many factors affecting this can lead to a very drastic change, so you have to study about different kind of monsoons in different regions and some cyclones, how these cyclones are occur in our environment. So this is it. We will study about air pollution and water in our next lecture. Thank you, students.